Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the world of Viridia. This, this is our long-term Minecraft world, where we are trying to automate everything as much as possible, because automation is cool, and quite frankly, this beard demands it. Okay, anyway, so enough of this silliness, but yeah, this is the world of Viridia. This is kind of our forever world, at least our streaming slash YouTube video forever world. I do have a personal one also, but that's not the topic of this, so forget I said anything about it. Yeah, so tonight we are going to be working on getting the piglin bartering system up and running. That's right. We have 6 piglins that we already captured in the process of building the gold farm structure down in the Nether. We've been hard at work doing the automation since we have a structure to put it all in, and all of the rotten flesh slash gold processing systems are in place. And now we have to feed the excess gold, once it's done filling up all those systems, into a fully automatic piglin bartering system. It'll feed ingots to 6 piglins. They will sit there, evaluate the gold, and give us one of their bartering items in exchange, and then we will be building filters and storage and all of that for all of those things as well, at least the ones that we can actually fit in the structure. We did talk a little bit about that last time, and we will touch on it again this time because, yeah, just even though the gold farm structure is huge, you can't accommodate the space to actually fit all of the items that could possibly come out of processing all the things we get from both the gold farm and the bartering system. So yeah, that's kind of the idea for tonight. Let's switch perspectives and we'll show the inventory real quick. We've been farming up some redstone, but this right here, this was the biggest score, the biggest off-camera score we could possibly have gotten. I went out on a bit of an explore, trying to find a swamp to kill some slimes. And I did that because I needed slime balls. Just two slime balls in order to make 2 sticky pistons. I did not find a swamp. Instead, the first thing I encountered was the bamboo jungle, which is right over that way. You've seen it before on stream very briefly when we were doing our explore. It's really not that far away. And while we were there, we did get a couple more pieces of bamboo. Nothing significant really. But we found this guy and a couple larger pandas as well and brought them home. And I set up this contraption. I do plan on doing a tutorial for this. But because they have gold daisies in the game now, you can lock an animal in its baby state. And this one, even though you can't see it because he's turned with his butt facing us, if you pause you can probably see it there. This is a weak baby panda. It's got the little tears in its eyes and the snot bubble on its nose. And these guys sneeze more frequently than any other baby panda. Any other type of baby panda. So, when these guys sneeze, there's like a 1 in 700 chance or something crazy, ridiculous like that they'll produce a slime ball. And so we locked him in the baby state. He sneezes a bunch, and we're hoping that a few of those times, or at least we were, he would produce a slime ball and we could capture it here. And there you go. 2 slime balls from this setup. I didn't even know those were there. The last time I checked on this, there was nothing. But that's a proof of concept right there. So those would technically be the 2 slime balls we needed for this episode. But as you can see, we have the 3 sticky pistons already, and that's because while we were grabbing these pandas, especially this one and this baby here, we found a jungle temple and raided it and got these 3 sticky pistons, a little bit of extra redstone, and a couple extra components we'll use later on down the road. But yeah, a really profitable... actually, I can take this down. This was to help me get the baby panda into the thing, so we don't need that anymore. It's just a noise maker now. But yeah, very, very profitable off-stream stuff that we did there. I probably should have let this guy grow up into a weak panda adult. So I'd be more likely to breed some more weak baby pandas to multiply this. But yeah, I locked him as a baby to go ahead and get the quick win. A slow thing, but it totally works. I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah, that is all of that. But the reason we needed the sticky pistons is because we're going to be making an etho hopper clock to control the timing for our bartering farm. And it does not work with regular pistons. You have to have sticky pistons. Now we have access to very limited access to slime balls, and we have ourselves 3 sticky pistons to work with, so all good things. Now let's go ahead and grab everything that we need and get rid of some stuff that we don't. Head down to the Nether and start working on the piglin bartering section of the whole thing. Nope. Okay. What a... Okay. That's not cool. So we did have a couple raids. Villager raids while we were off camera. And here's the result of that. Yes, shoot your buddy, please. For the love. At least their crossbows aren't enchanted. I hate portal ambushes. I have to set up a gate around that portal in the overworld. Like, I really have to. I am proud of myself, though. Not a single heart of damage from that, even though I was surprised. The piglin bartering cells. They are going to require 1 dropper each. A soul sand hopper. It's technically a chest, but, like, if it's feeding into another hopper line, not really. So we're going to do, like, a half for that. Glass. We need some glass. Strictly speaking, I don't need glass, but I would prefer there be glass. And some regular building blocks of some shape or variety, probably something in theme, maybe the basalt, maybe some netherrack, I'm not sure yet. And some half slabs, probably that also fit theming. Would make a lot of sense. So yeah, that's the idea. All right. We down here with our chaotic mess of redstone, and the funny thing is, like, it's all over here in this corner. Also, funny thing is, I think I can get the any excess gold that's beyond what the piglins need for bartering to feed into here, which I don't want, actually, so never mind. I was gonna say we could use this system to destroy the gold, but if we were to feed gold into here, and the rotten flesh system is not actually full, then gold would actually feed into the rotten flesh system, because it would go here, and get pulled down. And that's not what we want, so never mind then. I could do some jiggery pokery and maybe feed it into the top of this rather than into the side. That could work. I'd have to do my small elevator trick though to push it up, and that's actually going to use more resources than it would to just make a new disposal system. So we might just make a new disposal system if we have the floor space for it. Okay, anyway, and we can place our droppers. I also didn't factor in that I would need some space for the hopper clock, so I might want to move these up. That could be glass, and then this is where piglins could stand, if we desire them to, and I think that we do. And this still gives us lots of room in this direction, so no issues there. This will actually save us on hoppers, give us room for the hopper clock, and just give us some space to move around. Good change, I think, overall. So piglins will actually stand right here. Items will, or gold will get dispensed onto the shroom lights. The reason that we are putting them on the shroom light versus on the soul sand is so that when the piglin drops the bartered item, it doesn't end up on this top edge. There'll actually be a block on top of this to make sure nothing gets caught on there. And the redstone is going to close this for part of the cycle. It'll be after the piglin picks up the gold ingot, but before it dispenses an item. So there is a chance that they'll barter the item and it'll drop in this space where the door is open. But when this opens, it'll sit right here. And then when it closes again, it'll kind of like squish it out of this space and throw it over here where it gets picked up by the hopper. So these closing is, I'd love to say that it was intentional design, probably closer to a happy accident, but it is part of the farm design and does make it more functional. So believe it or not, that's how that all works. Okay, that gives us the basics here. What do I want to do with this? That's the question. New idea, because just realized we're going to want the backs of the droppers available for being powered by redstone. And we're also going to just really quickly touch spawn proofing. So we actually should move these hoppers here off to the side. And then the other hoppers will come down and over top in order to feed into each of these rather than behind. Alright, that's good. That fixes that. Now, we should get rid of the slabs in the front here, because this is where the glass goes. And that's just so we can see the bartering in action, should we desire to. And of course, we'll want to make sure that all of this is slabbed. Zombie piglins standing there, no doubt attracted by the turtle eggs we already have in place. Yep, farm's gonna work great once we get it actually rolling here. Cool, so this is all basically set up, and the only thing left to do is put in the collection system, I think. Hoppers underneath, which we have. Oh, and the timer. Now, let's get these in place. Oh, and I guess we've got some dirt to remove also. The only thing left to do here really is the timer. There we have it. Now, all I have to do to get this started is put 9 items in here, and it could literally be anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Right now, I'm not actually going to start this yet because I don't have any items to waste, and I also don't need this running just yet, because, you know, none of this is running yet. And, yeah, well, that's thing I didn't consider. Okay, we have to move all of this over one. And I will explain why as I move it. So basically, the redstone block is the signal output, and if I have a line here, it doesn't matter what space this is in, it's going to be activating that line. Although, I can fix my blender with a repeater right here to isolate the signal so it only triggers when it's over here. And I think I'm going to do that because that's easier than moving everything. If it adds some delay, doesn't really matter. You know what, we're going to move everything. We're just going to move everything. Technically the more correct way to fix it, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, so this is rebuilt. Now, we're going to go ahead and build the line that comes off of it. Another reason to move that further away is because we don't want to connect to these, which is another problem we would have had, but don't now, because we moved everything back by one space, like a smart person. Yeah, so if we had done the repeater solution, we actually would have had to make 3. one to isolate the signal here, one to isolate here, and one to isolate here, and it's just, at that point you're getting kind of messy, and it's easier to just move the whole thing. So I'm glad we went with that ultimately. All right, now, like I said, we're gonna use this as our entry point. Yeah, everything's good to go right here. So all we need to do, like I said, is put items in here. We're also going to slap a couple of blocks on top of here to keep anything from going into those hoppers. And let's do a little spawn proofing. We need those. Shouldn't need this, but just in case. Sorry, I had to... Like I said, shouldn't need that, but just in case. All spawn proofed and good to go. And the only thing left to do really is make a crap ton of hoppers and connect this up to these and have the line then end in a new disposal system, which we also need to make. Voila, the gold disposal system is in place and ready to go. Now we do obviously want to do our typical spawn proofing. Don't want anything spawning here. The hopper line will just turn and feed directly into this after it's done all of this. So we just now need to make a copious amount of hoppers to connect all the systems together. There we go. We now have 27 hoppers. Let's go connect this all up. And there we go. That's all connected up. Grab our yellow wool and it's all spawn-proofed. Alright, hopper line is successfully making sure that nothing is going into the hoppers that shouldn't go into the hoppers. Now we're going to throw our 9 items into here. Yeah, you want to put it where the block isn't to start. Alright, so this is the cadence that is basically going to put gold in the hands of the piglins, give them time to barter, and then put gold into their hands again. When the click dispenses gold, it lands here on the edge of the room light with the trapdoor closed. That prevents it from going here and getting sucked up by the hopper. Piglin can pull it through the trapdoor, so he'll grab it, evaluate it. While he's evaluating, this goes down. And then he'll throw an item on the ground, and almost the second that he does, another gold is dispensed for him to evaluate. And if there is no gold in here, then it won't dispense anything, but it won't break the system. There are some systems that are automatic and will keep going, but it's based off of a signal sent from the hopper receiving the bartered item, and if there's no dispensed gold when that signal... If there's no gold to dispense when that signal is sent, then the whole system stops. And we don't want that, because there is a chance, and for a while the system's filling up and crafting all of our gold items, that there won't be any gold to dispense. But when there is gold ready to dispense, we want to make sure that it gets dispensed. So that's why we went with the hopper clock to get a perfectly timed dispensing system instead of something that depends on there always being gold in these droppers, which we may or may not be able to count on. It just depends on what the spawn rates are like. I think they're going to be pretty good, but you just never know, and I want to make sure that we're not screwing ourselves or anything. It's like I said, I don't want to come down here for anything if I don't have to. That is all set up and ready to go. I think I'm just going to let that run, probably. Disposal systems are set up and ready. Yeah, now it's time to actually get the piglins into these cells. This is going to be fun. And by fun, I mean, probably it's going to suck a lot. So we have 6 piglins that we've managed to recruit. 4 of them are at the very top, and 2 of them are here on the sub-level. I need to get them down to where the cells are actually at, or like right above them. Get them out of the boats and get them into the cells. so they can do some bartering. I also need to name tag them, which is something I almost forgot to do. So we need to not only get 6 name tags, but also a lead so we can pull these boats around. The question is, what do we name these guys? I think there's an obvious first choice here. Porky. Porky the pig. We're also going to want Babe, pig in the city. And I believe the pig from Charlotte's Web is named Wilbur. So those are the 3 that I can think of right off the top of my head. And the question is, what do we do for the other 3? Penelope, and Porky's girlfriend. And then we also have Miss Piggy, a classic. So we just need 1 more. I think there's only 1 choice here. And it deviates a little bit from the theme that we've been doing, but it makes perfect sense. Kevin Bacon. Those are our pig name tags. We'll get all of them named up. We also needed lead for moving the boats around. We said we were going to grab a couple of those, and we are. And now, let's head back up, get back down to the Nether, and get these guys taken care of. I'm thinking just do like a 4x4 drop somewhere in the center-ish here. Well, that went terrible, as you might have expected. Oh my goodness. And it's nighttime. Love that. The Book of Deaths. Okay, so we're on death 14. Okay. That's done. Go ahead and put this away. Let's go get as much of our stuff as we possibly can. No, they both despawned. I was really hoping one of them would, at least one would have picked up something. Now I've got to get more piglins, because we only have 4 and we have 6 chambers. That's just not how I wanted that to go at all. Yeah, I guess we'll bring down the rest of the pigs. Try this again. Hopefully do a little bit better with it this next time. We'll get the first 4 chambers filled, and then we'll work on getting us a couple more piglins. I have a new plan for you all. One that I think is a little bit smarter, so we're gonna give it a shot. Can I name tag them before I take them out of the boat? Yes, I can name tag them while they're in the boat. Okay. There we go. That is 2 pigs named and in their bartering areas. It is super tricky to get them out of those boats without accidentally hitting them. My word. Back to the top. Let's go get the other 2 pigs before shore. They're not gonna like this. I think they're actually okay because they didn't see it. Now, we get up here. See about breaking this boat without also dying ourselves. Okay, he lit me on fire. That's fun. Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to break the boat. I'm trying to break this. Okay. We can do it that way. Beautiful. That was nice and easy. Come on, buddy. Into the hole. There you go. There you go. Okay. 4 of 6 piglins successfully transferred into their cells. Well, let's see if we can go get ourselves a couple more piglins. There's one. Oh. Dude, come on. You're like kind of hobby. And a regular piglin right there. And we're gonna surround this. Alright, all 6 piglins in place. Definitely no tragic accidents at any point during the night. And it is now 10 o'clock, which means we are basically done with the stream. Oh man, I honestly can't believe we managed to get the 2 extra piglins that quickly. There we go. 6 piglins in place, ready to go. That's gonna do it for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you hanging out and going on this adventure with me. Not only setting up all of these cells, but also getting all 6 of these guys in place in them. I am sad that the first 2 I brought down ended up despawning after they killed me, but you know, let's be honest, once you've killed someone, the relationship's never the same, so probably better that we went with a couple newbies. But yeah, so we've got this all set and put together, so we know the loop is stable, and so we're going to let it run. Thank you all again for hanging out, and we will catch you in the next cycle.